We are taking a canoe tour of the communities on the banks of River Niger in Jetsu. There is something heartwarming of what the future holds for the Nigerian state. It is a promise of unity in diversity and a more prosperous and healthy nation. All the indicators are in evidence. The nation is witnessing the emergence of a new breed of vibrant, patriotic and forward-looking technocrats who, inspired by knowledge and commitment to make a difference, stand out in their area of influence to see the nation unite and effectively overcome its challenge of nation building. This is no sweeping statement or a dissertation in conjecture. Over the last year, I'm a witness to how the new leadership of the National Institute for Cultural Orientation, NICO, for instance, through patriotic fervor and selfless determination, is breaking new grounds on how better Nigerians can be united and appreciate the beauty of their diversity and achieve a better Nigeria. The Institute has a defined mandate that rings like a catchphrase. NICO, harnessing culture for national development, it says. The leadership at NICO has been up and running to ensure that this is not a mere sloganeering. It is a worthy battle cry deserving an all-out stand to make it happen, and happen big. In fact, more than ever before, the NICO office works tirelessly to bring all Nigerians into this frame of mind and come together to participate in this crusade to create a better Nigeria through the country's major indices of diversity, culture, religion, language, and environment.
I believe the diversity of this country is actually a plus. It's a credit rather than a minus. And our indigenous languages, we consider them as keys, for harnessing our values, harnessing our norms.
One major area the new leadership at NICO is breaking new grounds is in the effort not seen before in the provision of an enabling environment to ensure its mission will come to optimal realization. They do not only inject fresh blood and new ideas to guide existing programs, they are also bringing alliances and relationships with relevant systems and individuals to support new ideas and strengthen the delivery of their programs.
Countries that imbibe culture in the practical sense have developed far more than countries that do not know the richness in their culture. In the Constitution of Nigeria, for example, when you take section 21, it says that it is a must for Nigeria to encourage its own indigenous culture.
I can tell a story of two of their flagship national programs and how the Institute breathed new spirit in them. They are fresher, more enjoyable and more impactful. The first is its indigenous language program.
Our mandate is to harness culture for national development. And if you are to harness culture, promote culture, you must accord language priority attention, because language encodes culture. Language is a vehicle for the transmission of culture from generation to generation. And we know as of today, many of these languages are endangered and they need to be promoted. That is why the Nigerian Indigenous Language Program was conceptualized.
Since 2013, the National Institute for Cultural Orientation has been floating an indigenous language program through its offices nationwide. It is working on the premise that language is the vehicle through which culture is transmitted. It is the vision of the Institute that when Nigerians come together to see through the language and culture of one another, they will be breaking long-held barriers. And they are. Through outreaches to all Nigerians, NICO is bringing thousands of people to their indigenous language classes nationwide and at no cost, and the outcomes are spellbinding. There are various tiers to this program and their time and target.
We have three segments of this indigenous language training program. We have the one that we do in August. during the month of August, for just 1 month, for people who are interested in doing that. And this is especially targeted because August, more or less, is the month of people are in long vacations, especially young men and young ladies, and then any other person interested. We target them because it's the month of holiday. But we also have the second one, which is called indigenous language in the barracks. We target uniform barracks, the army, the police, the road safety, and all that, because of the importance of understanding of indigenous languages to intelligence gathering and national security.
I followed the August edition of the Indigenous Language Program in 6 states, spread across the nation's 6 geopolitical zones, and in the national headquarters of NICO in Abuja. The truth is, it is a pleasure I did.
Yes, what is the name of what's your mother's name?
This is a typical indigenous language class in NICO headquarters Abuja. An Igbo class is going on.
Who can translate? Let somebody translate. What is the name of your mother? Although
it is just awesome to see adults and children across Nigeria's diversity seated and with rapt childlike excitement to learn Nigerian language other than their mother's tongue. 6 indigenous languages are taught at the Abuja Center. Hausa, Igbo and Yoruba are taught across all the NICO centers. In Abuja, there is the addition of Orobo, Daji and Tiv. The beautiful things about all the classes in Abuja is that they are relaxed, interactive, interesting and understood.
I have come to find this beautiful class. This is Nigerian diversity. People who are speaking different languages coming from different parts of the country, but uniting in one place to learn the language of another person. When we talk of unity, I think this is a very definitive expression of what unity is all about. When I came this morning, I found an Igbo class, and certainly there is not a single Igbo man here.
There is one important takeaway from these classes. They forge bonds of friendships and camaraderie among participants and united by the common desire to have a unified Nigeria.
So I'm interested in learning Igbo language. I can speak Hausa, and here I'm here in Neko trying to learn Yoruba and Igbo. Today is my first day in Igbo class, and I can introduce myself in Igbo. Ahambu Oyaku Haulat Abdullahi. As I'm telling you, my name is Haulat Abdullahi.
So how will your program over the course of time?
Yes, if we continue with this deal that we have, before the end of this program, I think I'll be communicating in Igbo.
I know how to speak Hausa language. I can read Hausa language. I can write Hausa language. So also I can speak it. My language, there's no problem. So the only Igbo that remains, I have to go after it. That is why the passion is there for me to learn.
So like we're giving you a window to that.
Yes, free of charge.
The ambience is the same in all the classes, whether it is Tiv, Yoruba, Hausa or Bagi. The participants exhibited exceptional joy and concentration on what they are learning. I'm captured by the image of one particular participant coming out from the Yoruba class. After the class was over, he was not done. He came out going through his new lessons aloud.
You not speaking in private.
I don't know how to speak Yoruba, but when I see people speaking it, I always emulate. I always like to know.
Yeah.
Because people believe that people from my side, they will always hear Yoruba. But me, I don't understand Yoruba. But that's the reason, as soon as I got this opportunity, I key to it. I say, let me come and know how to speak Yoruba or how to even write it.
Yes, sir. Sir.
So, Dada, so, is there a minimum you want to see you achieve before the end of the program?
Yes, I want them to be able to speak the language. to gain a lot of things from the Yoruba language.
You can see how passionate Ms. Ayo Kumuye is. But definitely, she thinks the borderline now is to be able to inculcate the cultural traits of Yoruba people to the people that are learning the language and the Nigerian diversity that are coming here to understand and to learn. You can see how unity is built by just, well, a simple act of language training so that people can understand one another. And that means reinforcing the bond of unity and friendship that already exists between the people of Nigeria. I think this very much is instructive. Lagos is yet another area where the indigenous language program is taken with the utmost importance. Like Abuja, Lagos is a melting pot of Nigeria and its economic capital. Because of its economic status, it sees mass influx of people who are there to compete for survival. The people need one another to interact seamlessly more. Herein lies the nobility of the indigenous language program in Lagos. In fact, anywhere in Nigeria, the language program provides participants for markets, schools, community relations, and much more. Due to the much interest shown by Nigerians, NICO in Lagos committed some 5 classrooms at St. Agnes Primary and Secondary School in Maryland for the purpose. 4 indigenous languages were assumed in Lagos, with the Urhobo added to the 3 major languages. This is a vibrant Yoruba class. Like in all centers, there is this atmosphere of attention, excitement, and being pervading the class. It again allowed the classes to be breathy and interactive. I'm in Lagos now, and in Lagos we are in a Yoruba class. You can see the teacher here. They have been doing a wonderful job of the classes, and the students, they have been very reactive and very progressive in their understanding of what is being taught here.
Before they came here, none of them to speak Yoruba. People to recite ABC, ABD in Yoruba, or at times to speak to talk about Oka Yoruba, which is up to 20, but today I think they can even recite up to 100.
All right. So, tell me your experiences since you come to this class. Tell me your experience.
I'm from Bayelsa State, and I don't know how to speak or Yoruba. Since we came in, since 2 weeks, we have been learning how to speak, to learn Yoruba language. I've known how to pronounce or how to spell Yoruba, the alphabet, which is from the R, B, D till the N, and also 1 to 3 to 20. I can recite.
And the sentences?
Yes.
I can say one fair lodger.
Okay.
Underscore my what's it?
Okay. Do you know how do you greet? Greet me. Let me hear. I'm a new man here. Okay. Obviously. Okay. So, what the beautiful thing about learning the language, you can understand, you can see that we are not only learning the language, we are also learning the manners. I am an elderly person. Now she sees me, she wants to say good morning. She's not only saying good morning, she's also going down to say good morning as a sign of respect. And I think that is the beauty of these lessons. I am flattered by the Yoruba class in Lagos because it has a beautiful storyline. Most of the participants here are young people who are, wait for this, indigenous Yoruba speakers. The hard truth, however, is that most of them are learning the language from the scratch. It is one of the excellence of the NICO indigenous language programs that it requires many people who lost contact with their indigenous languages to have a reunion with it. It happened that because of the prominence given to Western education or to the settlement away from home, parents often fail to effectively introduce their children to their indigenous languages. As a result, a cultural heritage is lost, and many smaller languages become extinct, and with it their cultural history. In Lagos, the Yoruba class is in fact an understanding between NICO and a concerned native speaker of Yoruba. She fights to see her language and cultural heritage lives.
This program is a wonderful one. We have been talking about unity in Nigeria. one of the issues, or one of the aspects, or one of the programs that could be used to bring people together is this kind of program.
When we started the program in 2007, we only had 3 languages, the 3 major languages. As we speak today, we have 14 languages, and we have plans to increase the number of languages, with time. Of course, you know a lot of things are involved. We need trained personnel to be able to handle these languages. We need the facilities for these languages. But as we speak, we have plans to ensure that these languages are increasing.
We also looked into the Igbo and Yoruba classes in Lagos, and all the participants believe in 1 month they are making a brilliant headway with their new languages.
I want to be able to talk to my Hausa friends in their own language, just to let them know that I'm interested in them.
So it will just build the bond, that bond.
We need to, that bond, social cohesion, integration, everything, all for national development.
I remember once when I was in the university, the Tanzanian foreign minister who used to Salim Ahmed Salim, I speak Swahili. So he came to the university and breaking all protocol, I just spoke Swahili to him. Habari. He just instantly turned to me to shake my hand. So I can imagine you who speaks Hausa, if you go Canada or where, and someone tells you something, it will just, you melt. Because it breaks the barrier. And that's the whole essence of this. Someone who understands your language is already your friend.
In Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, I ran into a choral rendition of Yoruba lessons. The class is full and engrossed. More indigenous languages are taught in NICO office in Yenagoa. Is added to the 4 major Nigerian languages. Teachers of various languages come and go, but the classes are always full and engaging.
In Yoruba, I can be able to greet.
Okay.
Yoruba in the morning, a caro, in the afternoon, a castle, in the evening, a corole, then in the night, a kale.
The purpose why I brought Samuel to this place is that this program is actually intended for school children, because there is supposed to be a long vacation at this period. And then instead of the children just wandering about on the streets not doing anything, there should have to be something that will engage them. And this engagement is something that will not only refresh their spirit, but it will also reconnect them with their cultural heritage.
Behind the language is the culture, because when you teach people the language, apparently you have to teach the culture too. There are many things about Yoruba culture, the history of Yoruba that they don't know before. I think don't appreciate ourselves.
I enjoy the teaching in the Igbo class too. The teacher has a message, and his message is getting across. Perhaps the most surprising class is Izon. Izon is the indigenous language of Bayelsa, yet the class is more full. As in the case with many states, many speakers of Izon are losing out on the language in favor of English, and they badly needed a window to reconnect. NICO provided one.
As of last year, the state government made the pronouncement that both public and private schools in the state will be doing the John language as a compulsory subject for them. But up to now, they've not done it. We, the zone, we have been had a meeting, made a plan to see the ministry how far they have gone with their pronouncement, because most of our students and children are able to speak in our own languages.
For the Hausa class in Bayelsa, the group opened a workshop chat for it, so they can keep getting lessons from their teacher even after the end of the program. The larger story is impressive too. The classes are held at UK Bello Cultural Center in Mina. One thing that really caught my attention is the fact that all the teachers come to class in dress code indigenous to their linguistic groups. I also see interested learners willing and motivated to have the new language in their blood. Mina is unique in its kind of way. Apart from the three major languages across the country, they also have the three main languages that are spoken around the area: Kamuku, Bagi, and Nupe. And you find that all the people here are relishing the experiences and enjoying it. How beautiful it is to see different cultural groups enjoying or having an interactive and enjoying themselves with a cultural milieu that is different from their own. That is the beauty of this program.
If I come across any Igbo person and I'm able to tell the person, Ahamugo, Adegoke, Margaret,
you will relax.
Yeah, it will feel relaxed with me because I can pick, if not correctly spoken, but at least I can say something related to that language. So you will get me right and I'll pick it up from there.
So you think this one is very good for not only your education, but also for national unity?
Yes.
National integration?
Yes.
Like me speaking your language to you?
Yes.
So you are enjoying yourself?
I'm enjoying myself. So I can still greet you again or Tutoma.
Okay. Apart from Abuja, Niger State is the only state I visited with the three other minority languages being taught, and all the three are indigenous to the state. The Nigerian coordinator here, Olufunke Ndukwe, told a beautiful story that reinforced the necessity of the indigenous language program in this time of Nigeria's life.
We find that most of these languages in Niger State are going into extinction. I was opportune to attend a wedding where the bride and the bridegroom are Kamukus. But do you know that I never had anybody speak Kamuku there? They were all speaking Hausa languages. That is why the National Institute of Cultural Orientation now deem it fit to introduce Kamuku into our languages.
We have gone through some of the classes in Mina and again appreciated the atmosphere of the classes. Across all the country, the language classes are a testimony to their relevance. In any state, I ran into a Hausa class and the attention that it garners, beautiful by all means. There is something even more interesting with the class. The teacher is Igbo through and through, but her teaching of Hausa classes is excellent and seamless.
It's really an amazing plan. I am seeing a situation whereby this program brings unity among the citizens of Nigeria in the future. Because when I understand your language and you understand my language, there is this natural bonding. We get to know each other and we get to interact freely with each other. It brings trust amongst each other. So it's a very welcome program, and I want people to key into this program and learn other people's language because it will help us in the future.
The participation in Enugu is rich, with rich presences from civil service, NYSC members and school children. The then is added to the teaching of the three major languages here, and again, more of the teachers are clad in traditional attire to give aura to their lessons. The participants are a picture of satisfaction and gratitude.
I must say that I am perturbated. I'm excited, at least to be among the people that actually had such privilege.
The Nigerian coordinator in Enugu State can only reinforce the nobility of the program and what it is doing differently to engender national unity.
And the best way to secure this country is for us to understand ourselves. And if we understand ourselves, these crises and chaoses that are happening in this Nigeria, it will be minimized.
In Katsina State, the indigenous language program has a unique aura. It goes directly to school children, all of them women, and it turned out to be a masterstroke. It is almost a thriller to see a Hausa girl clad in traditional attire, speaking Igbo or Yoruba, and he has never crossed the Niger.
So now I'm going to explain some simple sentences that is written on the board. In Igbo language, when we say please, please simply means people. Why giving means name. book now means Akuko. So if you want to make a sentence, a good correct sentence, you can just say Biko in name Akuko. That means that please give me a book.
Truly, what the program is doing, in especially the case with the Katsina, is creating memory lines that will last forever. You are also sowing the seeds of everlasting love and partnership across Nigeria's diversity.
Students, you can see from experience how they are also happy being carried along in the process. So they are so happy that something that they can use in their futures struggle and endeavors.
The teaching open food day is the addition to the 3 major languages in Katsina. I went to Gombe at a time when the indigenous language program for August was winding up. The month is ending. It is an opportunity to get how much progress participants have made. Most of the participants speak glowingly of it and how much impact it had on their lives.
It will help me, and it has helped me even to integrate with other Nigerians around me. Now, to an extent, I can relate with an Igbo man, a Yoruba, and Fulful. When I go to the market here in Gombe,
So you are breaking boundaries?
Yes, I am.
Fulful Day was the only addition to the major languages taught, and like everywhere, the take-home is the much interest shown for the program, and Fulful Day is dying out.
We conducted a survey. We interviewed like 217 households. And out of these 217 households, only a significant percentage of them speak fulfully to their water song. So virtually you can say that fulfully is one of the Indian languages that is facing the danger of going into extinction. I, as a Fulani man, we are two in our family, but the only two of us speak fulfully to our water form. The remaining 8 all speak Hausa and English to their Chilean form. So you see, all efforts must be done to save fulfully two as a language.
In every state we went in relation to this indigenous language program of Naiko, the participants do not want it to stop. There is so much interest and love shown to it. Many want new ways to continue their progress. Mercifully, Naiko is coming up with another package to support their search for those Nigerian indigenous languages.
We are trying to develop an online, English language training, so that you could be in your room, you can access the teaching of this kind of language without coming to the class, because you could be busy, so that we have not completed that, but we have already started creating that platform.
I must re-emphasize here, the indigenous language program of Naiko clearly showed that Nigerians are interested in one another's language and culture and are ready to spend valuable time to learn it.
We all have stories to tell.
One boy kicked me